Let me talk to you about that frustration that I've had enough. I'm sick of this. Let me tell you where this could lead to. Let's go to Numbers chapter 20, starting at the first verse. In the first month of the year, the whole community of Israel arrived in the wilderness of Zin and camped at Kadesh. While they were there, Miriam died and was buried. There was no water for the people to drink at the place, so they rebelled against Moses and Aaron. The people blamed Moses and said, "If only we had died in the Lord's presence with our brothers. Why have you brought the congregation of the Lord's people into this wilderness to die, along with all of our livestock? Why did you make us leave Egypt and bring us here to this terrible place? This land has no grain, no figs, no grapes, no pomegranates, no water to drink." Moses and Aaron turned away from the people and went to the entrance of the tabernacle, where they fell face down on the ground. Then the glorious presence of the Lord appeared to them, and the Lord said to Moses, "You and Aaron must take the staff and assemble the entire community, and as the people watch, speak to the rock over there, and it will pour out its water. You will provide enough water from the rock to satisfy the whole community and their livestock." So Moses did as he was told. He took the staff from the place where it was kept before the Lord. Then he and Aaron summoned the people to come and gather at the rock. "Listen, you rebels," he shouted. "Must we bring you water from this rock?" Then Moses raised his hand and struck the rock twice with the staff, and water gushed out. So the entire community and their livestock drank their fill. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not trust me enough to demonstrate my holiness to the people of Israel, you will not lead them into the land I am giving them." This place was known as the waters of Meribah, which means arguing, because there the people of Israel argued with the Lord, and there he demonstrated his holiness among them. I'm sick and tired, y'all. Oh, I'm frustrated. I've been through some stuff. In fact, I've been through a whole lot of stuff I don't even talk about. I just get before the Lord and I began to talk about it. I deal with some issues that are beyond me. And sometimes I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing this no more. I don't really care. I know I heard what God said, but I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of the mess. I'm sick and tired of people's disrespect. I'm sick and tired of selfishness and greed and corruption. I'm sick of it. So I can understand how Moses felt. Because if you look through the whole chapter of Exodus, they are rejoicing and singing songs to the Lord in one chapter. They get to the next chapter, they're murmuring and complaining about the fact that there's no food. And they keep on mentioning Egypt as if somehow Egypt was a good place to be. That's like saying being a drug addict and it was better when you were a drug addict than when you were sober. Because now you just don't have this that was back there in those days. Like, isn't that foolish? See, people like that annoy me. So I can imagine how Moses felt. And so during the time that I've been working with my organization and in my family, people are murmuring and complaining about stuff and making it just so annoying for me. And I think the reason why I'm annoyed is because in the midst of people's complaining, they don't always see that God is doing something better. He's doing something greater. He's healing. He's delivering. He's setting free. And yet all they can do is complain about something so stupid, so little, so petty. They even want to go back to those old days when things really wasn't good. But you forgot they wasn't good because God has brought you to a better place. If God only let people go back to where they came from, hey, they wouldn't complain anymore. They'd be begging him to come back out of those places. And so I had to share this because there's a lot of y'all that are mumbling and grumbling and complaining, and you feel so fed up with the nonsense that is around you. If God is asking you to endure, just do it. Because just like he said to Moses, you are representing his holiness, even if that means it's a family member that is touching your last nerve. Even if that means that you on a job that the people absolutely despise you, but yet you are the righteousness of God in that place. You don't understand that your obedience is taking you into the promised land. And we just saw that Moses, our brother, it was taken from him because of his anger, because of his own frustration. He was angry that the people were complaining, but he had became the very people that he was annoyed with. I don't really know what to say today because I'm in that place right now that I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I don't like some ways. I'm frustrated because I see some behaviors. And I very well may have had those behaviors. I very well may have complained that way. But I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing people just do whatever they want to do, talk however they want to talk, and behave however they want to behave when it affects somebody else like me. And maybe this is probably one of the most selfish posts I'll ever post, but I also understand what God is doing in this moment. He's literally letting me get out my frustrations about how I feel when people are being disrespectful to me and how they've done some things to hurt me and take zero responsibility. In fact, chop it up as it's nothing. I feel like Moses. I feel like I want to go strike a rock with my anger. But I understand that I got somewhere to go with God. It is bigger and deeper than me, no matter what I'm going through. Some of y'all got husbands in your house that is not saved. And every time he wants to cause a ruckus, you get right in with that chaos. You get to let your mouth go, arguing. You're ready to fight. You throwing dishes just like him. Are you representing the holiness of God? All I can say is I've been in many places. And I've been in a process of needing to really grow up. And as I search myself, I have to look for the place in me, the one that desires to serve God and obey God and his will above and beyond the hurt, above and beyond the annoyance, above and beyond the disrespect. The enemy's only waging war in these areas because he wants you to get out of character, because he knows what striking the rock does. Some of us have read this many times. It didn't catch on that really God was speaking to us. No matter what happens, don't get out of character. Still be godly. Still be holy because God is holy. Still walk in the righteousness of God so that people will know that you are different, that God's name is glorified and magnified despite what it is that they see you passing through. Your husband may not go to church with you today. He might even fight you at nighttime after you get home from church. But if the Lord has asked you to endure, endure. But if the Lord has asked you to go, then go. But listen, this ain't about husbands and wives. This is about you, the person, the individual. Moses and Aaron, they didn't get the luxuries that they should have had because of their disobedience. And imagine they were the leaders. You are leadership in some place, whether it just be the one who stands for God in amongst the co-workers, the one who stands for God in your women's meetings, wherever it may be. Tame it. Put it before God. Ask him to help you navigate. Ask him to help you to have strength to forgive, the courage to not open up your mouth. Remind you of the time when it's just time for you to shut up and not even respond. Everything that is said doesn't even need to be responded to. Ask him to help you to carry yourself in such a way that even your attitude doesn't come out even though you feel some type of way. The enemy has waged war, but what will you do? Will you strike the rock? Or will you still show that God is holy in and throughout your life? Be encouraged. I love you.